Good morning, all. Good morning. Francisco Lugovinia Paco Genkoji, Zen Buddhist teacher with a small t, guided guide for folks. I'm here in Delray Beach, Florida, in the midst of moving to a new place. House has been sold, there's a closing date, and we have one particular place that we like, so we're looking to apply for it and see if we're qualified. And you have to qualify in a lot of levels, including the financial part, which is one that sometimes is very challenging for elderly people like me and my wife, who turned 80 this year. One of the things that I want to do today and see where it takes me is the image behind you. Is the image, and this hangs on my wall. So I've already done a video on one of the ones that hangs on my wall, which is the Buddha sitting meditation. Gorgeous one too. But this one is the Baisaya Guru, the medicine Buddha. I'm putting my glasses on because I'm seeing a little bit of interruption. I'm sure if I'm still alive or not in this podcast. I think I am. And so that's what I want to talk today about: the image and the symbolisms. Because the symbolisms of these images obviously have an artistic aspect to them, but then they have a more profound message. The profound message is at all levels. It's at the physical, it's at the emotion, it's the spiritual. So I'm going to ask some of you who might have tuned in, and for those who have not tuned in yet, I'm sure you'll catch up. To get in touch with me, if you send me an email to Viejo, B-I-E-J-O, Viejo, Paco, what I'm known as, the diminutive of Francisco is Paco. So Viejo Paco, the number 86 at gmail.com. Any questions, any comments, any contributions, anything that you want to do, any participation that you want to have. I'm still looking for 4 students. That's where you go to connect with me and my assistant, Valerie Green, who checks on these things a couple of times a day just to see what has come in. So what I'm going to do right now is ask those of you who are still here to find a place comfortable to sit at, sit up straight with a strong back, soft belly. And I am going to invite you to do a very, very, very short meditation of 2 minutes. I don't have the bells with me, but I do have a drum. And so I'm gonna hit the drum 3 times to begin our meditation. And I'm gonna tell my watch to give me an alarm for 3 minutes. Please give me an alarm for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, counting down.
So we'll begin with 3 drum beats and we'll end with 1 drum beat. And the recommendation that I have is that you sit straight up, soft belly, feet planted in the ground solidly in front of you, not cross legs, so that you could feel the vibratory aspects of the gravitational pull that keeps us grounded on this earth. And that today your 3 minutes will be on gratitude. Gratitude for all you have and gratitude for all you don't have. Thank you so much. I love the centering. I love the silence. One thought about what is your business? I said, I sell silence. It's wonderful. Before I dive into this subject today, I want to give you a couple of links aside from my Gmail that I gave you already at viejopaco86@gmail.com. Also, www.zenpeacemakers, Peacemakers has an S at the end, .org, zenpeacemakers.org. That's our website. It is Bernie's students who put together this website worldwide. Encourage you to join, encourage you to contribute if you have, but take a look at the work that is being done there, particularly by a great Zen teacher, master in his own right, Jeff Geoff O'Keefe, and the chairman of our board, Roshi. I have these moments when sometimes a name just like slips out. Probably happens to a lot of people, but as you get older, it happens more and more. And so I will come back with the name of our chairman in a second. I kind of laugh at it because it happens a lot, you know. But yes, Zen Peacemakers with an S.org. And the other organization, which was founded here in Delray Beach by Pablo del Real 17 years ago, is called Soil, and Soul, A-N-D, Soil and Soul, all one word. So it's Soil, S-O-I-L, A-N-D, and Soul, S-O-U-L, Inc.com. And take a look at those websites and take a look at the work that we do. And our chairman at Zen Peacemakers .org is Chris Panos, Roshi Chris Panos, who lives out in San Francisco. It's important for us worldwide to keep connecting with each other. And Bernie left behind a lot of friends in different communities and communities all over the country and in Europe. This Sufi bonnet that I have was given to me by Roshi and Roland Weckbuller, who live in Switzerland and who are incredible teachers. And so if you're in Europe, you can go take a look at that. And likewise, we have Sanghas in Germany, Sanghas in France, and Sanghas in Poland. And so it doesn't matter where you are. You can find a Zen center, whether it's in our tradition, the Zen Peacemakers, or other traditions. Many, many, many opportunities for you to go on that journey. Today, part of my practice with you is to send any merits, healing merits, to Jeff O'Keefe's wife, who's been diagnosed with a terminal disease, and to all of you who have sick friends, sick parents, sick relatives. We hope that the work that we do together, listening to each other, taking in the kinds of things that I am transmitting to you and you to me, because it's all vibratory, it's all vibrations, and language is just a vibration sound that has meaning in certain words, but more deeply it has more meaning in the vibrations that it carries. So this image is not just a Buddha. It represents healing on all levels, as I said before, in the physical, emotional, and spiritual. The central meaning is healing and liberation. So the image behind me conveys healing of suffering, balance of body and mind, and transformation of ignorance into wisdom, and compassion in action. So the three tenets that we follow in the Zen Peacemaker order is not knowing. In other places it's been called a beginner's mind. Bearing witness to the joy and the suffering of the world. And then action. So action is very, very fundamental to the practice of Buddhism and Zen. It's is fundamental to a lot of So this image, it talks about that this is a Buddha who just doesn't sit in silence. It enters the world to relieve suffering, like many of you do. So there's a hand gesture in that image. It's called a mudra. And these are very important. The right hand extended down, downward. And this is the Virata mudra gesture of giving. Symbolizes compassion, generosity. Offering healing to all sentient beings. It kind of invites you. It's an invitation. Come, come. I'll give you what you need. The left hand, holding a bowl, holds a medicine bowl. Often it has a healing nectar or herbs, healing herbs. And that represents the medicine of Dharma, inner transformation, the cure of suffering, not just symptoms. So from a Zen perspective, the real medicine is your ability to find that space of bliss, which we call awakening. If you notice in the image, there is a plant or flower rising near him or her. This is often the Mayobalan plant, a traditional healing herb in ancient medicine. It symbolizes my place here. It symbolizes natural healing, the connection between nature and awakening. The halo, green circle, the green aura behind the head represents healing energy, vital life force, compassion, radiating outward. The background, mountains and skies. Mountains equals stability and groundedness. Clouds, impermanence, movement. Sky, vast awareness. Together they say healing happens within the vastness of reality, not outside of it. The lotus seed, it sits in a lotus. Lotus grows from mud, rises pure, symbolizes transformation of suffering into awakening. So there are teachings in this image that go beyond the symbolism. It kind of says, healing is not something you receive from the outside. The Buddha image, the awakened image, shows you that the healing and the healer are not two. image shows you that the healer and the healer are not two. Meaning that healing basically comes from inside of all of us. It often reflects on sit still, like we started this session. Offer yourself to the world and realize that the medicine you seek is already in your hands. I often say to people, what's in your hands? Bernie used to say, how do you cook your meal? You cook a meal by looking around in your cupboard and figuring out what ingredients you have. What ingredients do you have to cook this meal? What's in your hands? Offer yourself to the world and realize that the medicine you seek is already in your hands. This figure reflects a kind of a mirror, but the mirror is inside of you. It's not outside. You know, like that's part of what we do. That's what the issue about what's in your hands. So this form of the medicine Buddha is especially honored across Mahayana, Vajrayana Buddhist world, Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan. I think I said these before. In these regions, the image is used for healing rituals, chanting ceremonies, meditation practices, and blessings for the sick. So in all of these Buddhist countries, these regions, the image is used for healing rituals, chanting ceremonies, meditation practices, and blessings for the sick. In Japan, they call it yakuchi, nyorai. Same Buddha, but often more statue-based, sometimes depicted blue, gold, or dark tone. The image that you're looking at looks very, very dark, but it's actually a deep blue, not black. Traditionally, the medicine Buddha has a lapis lazuli blue, a deep cosmic blue. But in some paints, and especially older or stylistic one, it can appear almost black, very dark navy, shadow blue. The colors here represent the infinite. This deep color symbolizes vastness, like space itself, the unknown, boundless awareness. Like one can think of the night sky. It looks black, but it holds everything. So unlike the golden Buddha, enlightenment as radiance, this form says healing includes the dark places, the unseen, the unconscious, the ignored. So in Zen language, they might say something like, nothing is excluded, not even the shadows. When I told Bernie I could not become a Zen Buddhist priest because that would dishonor my grandmother, who was a devout Catholic and who used to take me as a little boy to Mass every day, where I went to sleep immediately, he said, you don't have to worry about that. In Buddhism, nothing is excluded. And he says, yeah, not even the shadows. So I said, wow, that sounds like a good deal to me. So I became a Zen Buddhist priest, basically because of that phrase where, we include everything. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no up, there's no down, there's no sideways. We include everything. In the Buddhist psychology, ignorance, fear, suffering equals poisons. The three poisons of Buddhism, hatred, anger, and ignorance. So the medicine Buddha is ready to help you, help me, help us with all of that. The dark color can represent the raw material before transformation. I suspect that could easily be interpreted as we're all raw material. So this Buddha by itself is not pretty in the conventional sense of art, but it invites you to ask, can I recognize the Buddha even in what I don't understand or what I might initially resist? A lot of us go there a lot, even with our practice, even on the cushion. Can I recognize Buddha, of the enlightened energy, the enlightened vibratory energy that exists, even in what I don't understand, or what I might initially resist? Because some of us are constantly in a resisting mode. We're rejecting. We're pushing away. And the ability to come to that space that I sometimes call Paco's soft ground, that I live not in solidity, but I live in a very, very soft ground. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that because it allows me to have this instability, stability. It allows me to live in the perfection of imperfection. And some of us who are used to wanting everything perfect know how much suffering that causes. But where one lives in soft ground, in the perfection of imperfection, you find huge freedom, huge freedom. In the Beginner's Mind book, Tanyaka Sasuke Roshi, the founder of San Francisco Zen Center, says, the expert has very few choices. The beginner's mind, not knowing person, has many infinitesimal choices. So the golden Buddha, which I have one in